Hey, what is up guys, and welcome to another episode of Outlast. This game contains graphic sexual content and like some gore aspects, so a lot of blood, a lot of guts. It's a horror game, you can kind of expect that. So if that's not your thing, please turn away now. But if that's okay with you, then please enjoy the video. Wow. Okay. Yeah, because that's where we were before, and then, yeah, this is where we started. And because we turned on security, we can... Of course. Of course. Of course it wouldn't be that simple. But we are going deep. Where are we even... Why is it even this deep down here? Find another way out. Oh wow. This is bright. Okay, first of all, I'm getting flashbacks to Resident Evil 7, where they're in like the salt mine. I doubt that's what this is, because that wouldn't make any sense. Unless it's a plot twist. Oh. Wrong one again. F. Whoever finds my corpse, trust no one and tell everyone. I am not crazy. I know, only crazy people say that. But I am as sane as this world allows, with a camera full of evidence. Don't call it a gospel. Call it a mockery of reason. Let the world know what it's Murkoff's fault. Bury these bastards while I mutilate a dead body. Well, you're not very hopeful. So if you remember, when the priest like roofied us before, this is what we saw. We saw people, like military people, come into this place and get like taken up by some spirit or something. Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley, published anonymously in 1818, Chapter 3 excerpt. Man, I cried, how ignorant art thou in thy pride of wisdom. Cease, you know not what it is you say. I broke from the house angry and disturbed and retired to meditate on some of them one of action. From the personal records of Dr. Wernicke. Okay. So, I don't really see how that relates to this though. Unless I'm just not getting it. But yeah, this is where the spirit came and like, it like, he like lifted some guys into the area and like killed him, and see, these are probably the guys from there. So that's from the start of the game. So this is obviously like the employee area, and I'm gonna guess this is a place where like the experiments were carried out and all that, because this seems kind of more scientific. Okay, are those doors? Can I... Okay, I can't open them. I saw one over here as well. No, okay. So, straight on here then. Wow. This place is just as nice as the actual asylum. Some great experimentation going on here. Okay. A document. Hopefully we'll kind of start tying up some loose ends by now. It's a post-mortem preparatory report. Firm note, and this is Project Warrider. All material herein to be transcribed and revised to fit legally binding requirements of Murkoff Corp records. See Form 4083. Author Jennifer Rowland. Notes. My 14th autopsy of a Walrider patient, showing no more signs of accepting the therapy than any of the others. There have been slight gains in muscle migration and morphogenesis, including effects similar to human growth hormone, but nothing to suggest the stable creation of a sentient independent swarm. So tired, doubting my judgment, will submit another request for leave. The psychological cost of using such far gone and further provoked patients is more than I feel I can handle. may suggest hang less open the far-flung theories of a senile Nazi and move towards using a simpler mechanical engine based on major sperm protein. Will definitely suggest harsher chemical restraints. Markov Security killed patient 921 after he overcame enough tranquilizers to break down a hockey team. I'm afraid the hormone therapy is interacting with our chemical restraints in a counterproductive manner. Okay, so obviously this whole thing was Wernicke's idea, because I'm guessing that's what she means by this, like, senile Nazi. But I'm thinking, so either he was in on this whole thing and he's like just as evil as they are, or, oh wow. Why do we look like we're in Saudi Arabia? Wow. I knew there was military trucks on the front, but oh my god. So I see, we can seriously get out this game. I kind of had no hope for this character, to be honest, but I'm starting to have a bit of hope now that we can get out. But either Dr. Wernicke is as evil as all of them, or okay, I'll read that in a second. Or he had the idea, but it wasn't quite as harsh, and Markov kind of took that idea and blown it completely out of proportion. I don't know if we'll actually get told that or not. Morphogenic formula. This is the morphogenic engine, a few lines of mathematics, an algorithm. Reprogram us, turn us into nightmare factories. A few numbers on a dry erase board. Gave me a hacksaw and a few hours alone with Dr. Wernicke's corpse. I feel I owe him a debt. It's crazy to think that like the events of this entire game is like based or started from just this mathematical algorithm. It's like crazy if you think about it that way. Okay, that's all that's in there. Like, it's nice to actually see, like, daylight. But, of course, we have to go back into the darkness. Delivery exit. Let's go in here. Okay, there's nothing in there. So, delivery exit. So we can just... So it's seriously just gonna, like, let us out here? I hope so. I don't think it will, but of course not. Oh. That is a Billy. That is a Billy. That's a Billy. Where do we go? That's like the only way to go. We can't double back, which is what I would usually do, because like I said, go where the enemies are from. But because that door's like obviously locked. Oh. I swear to God, if after all this time he kills him. Oh! Is he gonna kill him? I would appreciate... Wow. Okay, that was the most oddly satisfying thing I've ever seen in my life. This is the way you die, ripped to pieces from the inside, watching your marrow scatter on a concrete wall. You've escaped one hell, Chris Walker. God help me, but I somehow hope you didn't find another. Yeah, so that definitely was Chris Walker, because technically it hadn't been quite confirmed. Well, we knew it was Walker, we didn't know his first name was Chris. So where do we go then? Do we go back? Like, is the elevator just gonna take us up again? Oh!
I know. I am supposed to be dead. No.
Is that Dr. Wernicke?
I am older than sin, but somehow the only one left. Because of Billy. He takes care of me. He may think I'm his father. He certainly loves me, the poor idiot. Do you know what this symbol represents? It warns of a nanohazard. Microscopic machines. Technology we have had for decades but never mastered. Murkoff discovered in my research a workaround. Turning the cells in the human body into nanofactories. It's the natural function of cells to produce molecules, but through psychosomatic direction, we engineered the precise molecules necessary. Mind over body. It was foolish and wrong to think we could control it. To use madmen to make something so strong. You have to stop him to murder Billy. Turn off his life support, his anesthesia. You have to undo what I've done. No one can get out of this place while he lives. You must kill him.
Wow. So if this was open, does that mean... Is that one open too? Yeah. No! I wanted to hear what he was... Damn it. I was just gonna go back and hear what he had to say. But... Okay, so... So that answers the whole, is it supernatural question? And it is not. And I'm kind of glad it's not, because I feel like that, with how sciencey this game is, it wouldn't really make sense for, like, the tone of the game. So, if you've ever heard of, like, nanotechnology, it's, like, I'm not an expert in it, and I'm not trying to sound, like, smart or, like, I know a lot about it, because I don't. But, oh, that door through there. I do know some things, mainly based off of, like, movies, to be completely honest. And right now we've kind of got a grip on, like, in real life, we've kind of got a grip on it, but not really. I'm not going to get into the details of it in real life, but for this story, it's like, they're like these little bug things, is the best way to describe it, like, in the simplest terms. They're a lot more complex than that, but they all come in like a swarm, and they can take, like, the shape of anything. Like, there's quite a few movies that talk about it. One is, like, Big Hero 6. Like, which I know is, like, a kid's movie and all that, but, like, it's just a good example of, like, what the swarms of, like, nanotechnology can do. Because that's kind of a big factor in that movie. So, Billy, who is the little boy, or was the little boy, I don't know if he won't be a little boy now. He obviously lost his mother, because it said that he was, like, missing his mother or something, and so instead he's kind of, I hear sounds and I do not like it. Let's go this way. Okay. So he kind of latched on to Dr. Wernicke then, as sort of, like, a parent figure. But, so as Billy's probably like a host of sorts for this sort of nanotechnology, it stemmed from him. No, let me past you. Not fair. So the story really is quite complex if you don't know, like, a lot of things. And I'm not saying that I'm, like, a genius or anything, because I know there's probably a lot of this that I wouldn't even understand. But I'm just trying to put it in, like, simpler terms, so that I could possibly help other people understand some of it. Or also just to, like, put it into my own terms so I can get a better grasp of the story as well. Okay, we check. Okay. So I'm gonna run straight for here, because it says the engine is this way and that other place is closed off. Okay, wait. Oh, can we get through? Yes, thank God. I thought it was gonna be stuck in a dead end. I have no idea what I know what we're supposed to be doing. Wait, can he come in here? No, he can't. Okay, so we're gonna be safe for like the next 3 milliseconds. That's good. I know it won't last long though. Battery. This is definitely like in end game material. So we're gonna turn off this engine. We're gonna get out, and that's gonna be the game. So. Note to all personnel from Consultant MM00H, Rudolph Wernicke. Do not worship this swarm. See, that's what it's like, a swarm of like bugs almost. Nor allow the delusions of the patients to influence your beliefs. Any sentient being based in this technology will be so far superior to us that illusions of godliness will be reasonable. We've always looked into chaos and called it God. We are now blessed with sufficient power that such belief could destroy us. Do not be tempted, remember you're a scientist. Okay, I see what they're saying. And like a lot of movies have sort of talked about that, like you're gonna have like a feeling of godliness and all that when you're given extreme power, and it's not always the best thing for you. Ooh, wow. The assembler, the feed chambers, the precursor molecules. Vague memories of nanotechnology articles I've read online. Probably drunk. Probably distracted. Not nearly enough to know how to destroy it. But Billy's the center of it. Find him, kill him, end this. Yeah, this is... I'm actually kind of glad for like the change of scene and kind of change of pace. Just for like the last bit of it. Because don't get me wrong, I find this game super fun. Is that Billy? Because that would make sense if he's like grown older. From Billy's patient reports, he ought to be 23 years old. He looks like at least 50 years of rough road, pain scratched deep into what I can see. Killing you would be an act of kindness. Yeah, so this is Billy then. Like the main protagonist of the game. And we've got his little scans here. So if you're a scientist, you can work that out. And this seems to be like the movie's not really a good word for it, but that's basically what it is, like, that controls them. Morphogenic engine chamber maintenance schedule. To avoid patient injury, the morphogenic engine life pod requires a daily inspection of all vital systems. Vital system 1. The enriched oxygenated perfluorocarbon perfluorocarbon, I never said that right, but oh well, from the life support fluid reservoir must be continually flushed and replaced through the course of the patient's treatment. Note that OP also supplies anesthetics. Any interruption in supply will cause sufficient pain to the patient to potentially disrupt the experiment. Vital System 2. Electric supply is supplemented and ensured by the sublab generator. Proper fueling and maintenance of the sublab generator should be confirmed hourly. Vital System 3. In the case of catastrophic loss of Vital Systems 1 and 2, the life pod failsafe will engage, maintaining localized minimum life support functions until technicians can arrive. Disabling failsafe will result in immediate patient termination. So we need to activate the failsafe then. Okay, that didn't work out too well for him. Oh! Hi! Okay. So we can't... Okay, there's a door over here, so... That was a bit slower than usual. Okay, so... Turn off his... Okay. A lot of notes here. This is Billy's Hope's lungs. His liver, his life support. A machine the size of a football stadium to keep one lunatic alive. F it all, break it all, he has to die. I will say, like, I actually do kind of like the main character in this game, even though he's not like a speaking character. Like, when you read the notes, you do get some sort of personality. And I like that he's not all, like, sympathetic towards Billy. He's literally like, well, let's just kill him so I can get out of here. Because I'm not gonna lie, in this situation, that is exactly what I'd be like. I'd be like, okay, we're killing a kid. Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus, by Mary Shelley, published anonymously in 1818, Chapter 4 excerpt. Learn from me, if not by my precepts, at least by my example, how dangerous is the acquirement of knowledge, and how much happier that modest man than he who aspires to become greater than his nature allows. So this is all from the records of Dr. Wernicke, right? But I'm thinking, like, if he obviously studied a book like Frankenstein, and I've read some of Frankenstein, not all of it, but a very large factor of that book is messing with things you don't quite understand, and how power can wreck you, really. I get a feeling he's gonna come now, so I'm just gonna run. But, yep. Yep, okay. So, what did I say? Yeah, if he's read, like, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and all that, then why would he mess with this sort of thing in the first place? Because, I mean, he obviously takes her writing seriously enough to note down excerpts in his personal records. So if he takes her messages into enough consideration, I hope this is the right way, by the way. I have no idea if this is the right way or not. I'm just going wherever. Like, I think the best thing to do in this game is just run and hope that it takes you somewhere you'll like. Okay, there's stairs. I just don't see how, like, unless maybe he didn't really look at that sort of thing or that ideology until he had already given the idea to Murkoff, then Murkoff is putting it into, you know, action. And then he's, God, there's so many, okay, that was so many stairs. Then he sort of realises the dangers of it. Why is it like, oh, that's fine. I just kind of saw mist, so that was probably stupid of me. Okay, he can't get through there. I feel like the best way of understanding this game would be to drop a timeline. It's like, if you ever heard of, like, if you've ever heard the story of Five Nights at Freddy's, like the full story, that game is impossible to actually figure out the story without making a timeline of it. Please find attached the permission to proceed form for patient William Hope of the Perkoff Charitable Psychiatry Program at Mount Massive Hospital in Colorado, USA. The form is standard, and all relevant lines have been signed. It appears Billy is unaware of his mother's recent guided cardiac arrest. He is submitting to the experiment with the understanding, unfounded, of financial remuneration to his mother and a charitable contribution to our church. Wernicke, having read the boy's Zoom reports, believe he is enormous therapeutic potential. Okay, so there was also another thing I was gonna say. When Wernicke talks about it, he acted as if, like, the impression I got was like, yeah, it was my idea, but it was mainly Murkoff's fault because Murkoff took it too far. I don't have any sympathy for him, to be honest, because he was obviously involved. He obviously had this kind of sick ideas anyway. He obviously had some sort of knowledge into, like, Nazi ideology. And he's obviously not a reformed character. Oh. Oh my god. Well, at least you don't have to climb down all those stairs again. Okay, I think, yeah, we go up this way. Because we're going back to, like, the main bit to turn off the closing. Yeah. Talks about it as if it's somebody's fault, but he knew what they were doing to the little boy. The little boy had no idea that his mother was, like, dead, and they were like, we're doing this to your mother. But, like, obviously that wasn't true, and he was like, well, it doesn't matter about any of that. He's got good potential as a patient, so let's just do it anyway. So this, Billy is innocent in all of this when you think about it. He's just a poor boy that was given technology he didn't understand and could control. Or given power. We are getting messed up. Oh. I swear to God, if he kills us, I am actually gonna scream. Oh. Wow. What? We're still going. Dumb camcorder. Just survives through everything. I think I said this before, but your camcorder is literally like your gun in the, gun in the skin. So now we can go back because the systems aren't like an emergency mode. Oh, he is not doing good. Now we can go back to like the was it the delivery exit where like the trucks were, and get out. But I mean, honestly, we obviously need some sort of medical attention, and like even if he gets out, I'm kind of thinking like, how close are we to like a hospital or something? Because this place seems very secluded, and he's not going to be able to drive back with fingers like that. Well, I doubt it. Anyway. But this is going to be annoying though, like having to walk all the way back. Like I can't run or anything either. I have to walk all the way back like this. I've just been through so much. It's like an emotional roller coaster, really. Come on, you can. It's like you can do it. I'm kind of like, I feel sorry for him, but I'm also like, I'm not even moving now. I have so much hope. I'm like, you can do it. Oh my. No. No way. Oh my, no.
You have become the host.
Oh my. With the host. Oh my god. I should have saw that coming. What an ending. Oh wow, really? God knows how I... Wait, I did hide in beds and lockers though. Oh, it must have been because I haven't hid in a bed and locker since I started from that chapter. But like, what a game. That was brilliant. I will say, like, the ending, wow. I mean, it's not really a plot twist. I should have saw it coming. Because obviously, because they were mentioning how the Wall Rider project, but how it was working on different patients. So obviously wasn't just Billy subjected to it. So I should have kind of realised that, but it's a good ending, but then I'm kind of thinking, where does Whistleblower come into it? Like, we have to be playing as like a different character then. And are we just going to be some random person trying to get out the asylum again? Are we going to find out more information? Or are we actually going to like be the one to fix it in Whistleblower? It's an amazing game though, but it also kind of just, it's like when you think about the whole idea, the whole like premise of the game with the camcorder and everything, because you're you're an investigator, a journalist, all that kind of went to waste because it's like, after all that, the footage in that camera is just gone now because we're dead. The people who discovered us are dead because the Wall Rider, since we're the host, it killed, obviously when we died, it came out of us and killed the guards, like with the scream and all that, the people who killed us, and hopefully it killed Dr. Wernicke, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of bitter about him, to be honest. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the series. I know I have. It's a really amazing game, but I'm not gonna, story wise, I could give like a whole summary of the story and talk about it, but I kind of want to wait until I start playing Whistleblower, And then after I've finished Whistleblower, then I'm going to have a sit down and kind of talk about the full story. Because I get a feeling that we are going to have some questions answered on Whistleblower. It's one of those games that there's a lot of questions not answered, and some of that will be in documents I haven't read, and I feel like this game needs a DLC to kind of round off some of that stuff. So I'm excited to play Whistleblower. I hope you guys will join me in that series too. And thank you guys for watching this series. It really means a lot to me, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Survive.